Look at how long my arms are. They just take up the entire world. They are just very long, inhuman looking arms. This is my couch. I don't think you've seen my couch before. Pretty sure you haven't. And if you have, you're probably a time traveler. In this video, I was thinking of talking about YouTube, since I'm wanting to be more active and really do the YouTubes for real this year. Doing things with my hands. I've been thinking about YouTube, what it used to be like and where it is now, and what it is turning into or where it might evolve to. I found this YouTuber who I've been kind of obsessed with and watching all of her videos recently, called Moth Cub. Her videos remind me kind of what YouTube used to be. She made a video kind of the same topic as this one, which is what inspired me to make this one, about YouTube and where it's been and where it's going. So that inspired me to make a video about that too, and it's too bad that YouTube doesn't do the video response option anymore, because then I could just make this be a video response to that video. But YouTube took away that functionality in like 2013, I think. So that's great. So I've been thinking about what YouTube videos are and what I want mine to be like, and what the, I wish my words came out faster because the words talking takes up so much time. Something else that is like, I'm thinking about like, the requirements for a YouTube video, which is part of the reason why I edit my videos so heavily, because I feel like part of the requirement for a good YouTube video is for it to be very snappy and to have the words come out just like water going down a waterfall with no rocks in the way. So that's why I edit mine a lot, and they take a lot of time because I'm not comfortable with my disjointed speaking patterns, and it really annoys me, and I feel like if I just show people what I actually talk like, they won't want to watch my video. Another person I watch, called This Be Dottie, made an interesting video about asking why we try to find reality in YouTube videos and stuff when it's so heavily edited, and yet we're kind of sharing parts of our lives that are real, and yet they're also not really real either because they're so heavily edited. It's said much more eloquently than I am capable of eloquizing. Is that a word? I feel like I've built up all these like ideas of what a YouTube video is and should be, and kind of try to fit into that. I feel like that's what a lot of people do. Maybe we just don't realize that things don't have to be the way that everyone else is doing them, or maybe they could be done differently and still be just as good in a different way. Not that these types of videos aren't good with professional lighting. I mean, I think this lighting is okay. I made a list of requirements for YouTube videos. Requirements, just things that I feel everyone does. One thing is professional quality lighting. I feel like these days everyone has an HD camera. Old YouTube people would just like make webcam videos and stuff, and the lighting was terrible. It's nice now that we can do HD stuff and make it look nice, but I wonder if that's really necessary all the time, and if maybe there could be benefits to not always doing that. I don't know. I'm not very articulate, but I hope that some of what I'm saying is making some sense or is resonating with you because I Another thing is makeup, as I am wearing right now. Especially if you're female, I feel like that's a big thing. You have to wear makeup and look good in order to be on YouTube, which you don't have to. There are some people I watch who don't wear makeup, and that's cool. I also think it's cool to wear makeup. I like feeling like I look nice, and I like looking at people who look nice too. People can still look nice not wearing makeup. I'm not very good at articulating this. I guess one of the points of view about looking nice on video is that it's kind of gonna be on the internet forever. You can take it down and stuff, but people can just save it. They can re-upload it. And if it goes viral, you kind of have to take that in consideration because you never know. And maybe you want to have what you make be as good as it can possibly be. So that's one thing I've heard, a valid point of view. Personally, for me, it's fun to put on makeup and be on camera like this because it's so different from how I'm normally used to presenting myself. I don't normally put this much effort into my appearance. So it's kind of fun to feel like, oh hey, I actually can look somewhat decent and have that be how I'm represented online, which is maybe a lie, but not really. I mean, this is still like a genuinely valid part of who I am, I guess. I could record the video like this, but does anyone really want to see me like this? If yes, answer in the comments. Personally, I actually do like seeing people be regular human beings occasionally. I think it's actually quite refreshing. But that's just my opinion, so let me know what you think. Anyway, it's just interesting to me that these days, if we want to, we can all make ourselves look like celebrities with flawless skin and perfectly done makeup and fabulous hair and stuff. I don't think that's a bad thing. I personally like being fabulous. Being fabulous is very great. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just interesting how that's something we can all do now, which is kind of weird. And I also think it has some cons to it. I feel like if you don't want to be one of the people who does videos in this format, you feel like you can't really do it, and that's hard for me because personally I would also like to make just videos where I don't put so much effort into my appearance and just talk about my life or just, you know, document things in my life for myself basically, because for me I want YouTube to also be kind of like a place to document my life, because I kind of realized that when I had a hard drive possibly fail, it might possibly be recoverable, but I have to do some things about that. And anyway, I wish I had made a whole bunch more videos documenting my life and uploaded them, because then at least they would still be on YouTube, but I don't know whether or not I'll ever be able to see some of those videos again. So that's another use for YouTube that I would like to use YouTube for. So there's the wanting to present yourself as a brand and an entity that is, you know, polished and beautiful and totally consumable, I guess, which is kind of, I don't know, that's kind of a creepy word. I don't really like that word very much, but you know what I mean, versus being more real. I kind of want to do both, and so I'm kind of wondering how I can do both on my channel, and if I can make it work together and not have it be too disjointed. That's another thing that I've noticed on YouTube, is that people have different channels for their different like personalities or ways that they present themselves. So most people do have their main channel for videos like this, and then they have side channels for videos that are not as polished, I guess. And so one of the things I'm wondering for myself is if I can have it all on the same channel, if I can make that work somehow, or if I just can't, if that's not something that viewers like. I understand having your different things on different channels, but it also bugs me a bit that I feel like I have to do that in order to, I don't know, have like this image, I guess. I do have a side channel that I never use that used to be my main channel back in like 2008 when I was like in high school. I still have like old videos on there. I still go back and watch those sometimes because they just have the like old YouTube vibe, and I really like the old YouTube vibe. I might still use that channel for like webcam videos and stuff. I mainly use that channel now for like little in-jokes with myself that I feel like no one else would understand, and I guess that's fine to have things like that on separate channels, but I just kind of wonder about that. I mean, I understand having like your gaming channel and your this vloggy type of channel on different channels, because that's what I do, like that's what everyone does, like I get that. Anyway, you know what I'm getting at, hopefully. And so going back down my list, this is a thing, by the way. It's a Kiki's Delivery Service notebook, actually, from my best friend, so thank you. Another thing I've noticed is having a neat background. I think this background is fairly neat. I cleared off my couch, and that is not how I normally live. It's mainly sketchbooks and stuff that I just keep on my couch, because where else am I gonna put them, right? I have this beautiful pillow, by the way, my sister Julia gave to me. It's Lestat and Louis from Interview with the Vampire. So those are my babies that keep me company. Now you know. So yeah, a neat background and fairy lights. I just have a bunch of fairy lights because I like how they look. They make me happy. It's like a really common YouTube background thing. It's not necessarily bad. It's just that everyone does it. And it's something that I think everyone notices. Royalty-free background music, which for me is a major pain. Everyone uses Kevin MacLeod music ever since the beginning of YouTube, pretty much. That's like the go-to royalty-free music website that everyone uses. And you know that you use it when you watch other people's videos and you're like, oh, I've used that one before. I've used that song before. I know which one that is. It's just a bit frustrating, I guess, when you feel like you want to be original and everyone's using the same music. It's just an interesting part of being on YouTube, I guess. And personally, I feel like copyright stuff shouldn't be the way it is, and you should just be able to use whatever music you want and not get sued or whatever. But that's just me in my idealistic, wonderful world that I would like to live in. And I understand that there are reasons why that's not possible at the moment, but I would like to think in the future that maybe corporations wouldn't run everything and we could all just be a bit nice to each other and share things and not get sticks up our asses about things like that. But what can you do, really? So you just have to use the royalty-free music, or find another sound website that you can use sounds from. Ask like independent people if they're okay with you using their music, I guess. I guess the main thing with the music stuff is if you want to make money off of your videos. And also, like, sometimes you get strikes. Like, I've had strikes on my other channel about using music. I'm like, why? Like, this was just like a personal little video that had like several hundred views. It was just for me. I don't see why you have to make a big deal about this, music record company. You are so greedy and I hate you. But that's just me. This is gonna be a long video, which brings me to my other point of the length of videos. I feel like if videos are too long, people don't want to watch them, but that's not necessarily true, because these days, since you can upload long videos, in the beginning of YouTube, I think there was a 10-minute limit, like you couldn't upload anything longer than 10 minutes. Now you can upload like however, like 10-hour long videos if you want. So I feel like longer format on YouTube is becoming more of a norm, which is good, but there's still that fear that I have that if it's like too long, people won't want to watch it. But there are vloggers who do like 20-minute videos or like half-hour videos, and people watch them. I watch them personally. I like watching long format videos because it helps me with my anxiety to feel like there's someone in the room with me. That's why I started watching Let's Plays back in the day. So it's not really a factor, but it is also a factor. Because I feel like it used to be that if you wanted people to watch your videos, they had to be like no longer than 4 minutes, preferably like between 2 and 3 if you wanted to be like popular or whatever. So basically, there's a lot of factors to YouTube that I've been considering, because I really like YouTube and I want to do it. I'm doing it. I don't just want to do it, I'm YouTubing it up in here. That is just a thing that is happening. So I've been thinking about the things. It's interesting being a 20-something who's been around since the beginning of YouTube. I've seen it evolve from the very beginning of its existence to now. It's interesting just seeing how much it's changed. Being a bit sad at how it's changed too, with all the corporatization and the ads and everything. I remember back in like 2007 was the first time a celebrity posted the featured page. YouTube used to have just like a featured page, and I would check it like every day that I came home from high school. It was the way to get noticed back then. They would feature just like random things, and it was so interesting. Like, they featured really interesting things back then, and that's how a lot of people who are still popular today got popular back then. YouTube doesn't really have that feature anymore. Now it's just really popular stuff. But anyway, what I was saying was Oprah, I think, was the first person who they had choose the videos on the featured page, and everyone was up in arms about that. Everyone was just like so angry and like, you can't let celebrities be on YouTube and stuff. And of course now, like, I don't know, there's this whole like little celebrity culture on YouTube, and now it's like whatever, like everyone's on YouTube. But back then, that was kind of the beginnings of it, and we all kind of saw it coming. The ads used to be just like little pop-up ads that would just like pop up like on the bottom of your screen, and you could just like click them away if you wanted to. I remember feeling sad when that first happened. I remember thinking, there aren't actual ads on YouTube yet, but it doesn't have to stay that way. You know, they can change it if they want to. They can put TV commercials on YouTube if they want to, and they do now, and it's just really sad for me to see, honestly. I feel like YouTube used to be this really underground thing. Now it's, not to sound like a hipster, but it's really mainstream now. It's just really frustrating to see things from the mainstream media infiltrating my interwebs that used to be like a safe haven. Honestly, like, I watch most YouTube videos on my phone now, and I don't know how to do ad block for phones. I'm sure there's a way, but it seems difficult. So whenever like an ad comes on my phone, I honestly just turn the volume down. I'm like, I don't want to listen to this. I'm not gonna listen to your shitty ad. Like, this makes me so angry. So whenever there's an ad, I just turn the volume down and like look away from my phone and wait for the ad to go away. I use ad block on my computer, but I honestly hardly ever use my computer nowadays. I just use it for editing videos and stuff. So that's another factor for YouTube. Like, I get that there's a lot of money in YouTube now, which is not a bad thing. Like, it's great that people can make money off of having ads on their videos, but there's a part of me that also, it's just, it makes me angry to see ads on the videos. So like, I understand both ways, and who knows, like maybe if I got really popular and could make money off of ads, I mean, I would probably do it, which I don't know how to feel about that, like if that's a bad thing or if that's just how the world works. I feel like money is kind of like a necessary evil, but I wish that it wasn't. I feel like it ruins a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's a very complicated issue that runs all aspects of existence, really. It's not just something on YouTube. It's a problem that humanity needs to work through. So I don't know, like ideally if I get popular on YouTube, I honestly don't want to have ads on my videos. Like, there's an option in your channel where you can say like if you want to have ads on your videos or if you don't, and I think I have the option right now of it like being like, I don't want ads on my videos. I'm pretty sure. So I mean, ideally if I were to get really popular, I would want to make my money some other way, like maybe through Patreon or something, and just not having ads on my videos, because I'm a rebel like that and I hate I hate ads on videos, and I want to figure out other ways to do things. That's just kind of the type of personality I am. So it's a complicated issue. It's a complicated issue, and I understand both sides. I don't know, I could talk about this forever, to be honest. And I feel like this video is already really long. But anyway, things, my friends, things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I could say. about YouTube. Another thing is like for the future, like if our videos are gonna be still around 100 years from now, it's really interesting that this is kind of the first time in known human history that we can basically record our entire lives through video. It's weird to see, you know, my peers who, you know, we used to be like teenagers starting out on this YouTube thing back when it was like just a little underground community, and see people grow into adults. It makes me feel weird, like I'm getting really old. It's weird to see people who used to have like 500 subscribers when they were like 18 or 19 now be internet famous. Now they're in their 20s and stuff, because I'm in my 20s. It's weird to see basically my peers grow up and be internet famous and stuff. It's hard for me to articulate a lot of things, but that is a thing that is weird. It's very weird for me, and it makes me wonder if we'll continue to document our lives and make videos forever, and if we'll be able to look back at a person's channel and see them from like teenage years to like old. That's a very interesting and weird idea. We can immortalize ourselves, like our entire lives, on film for possibly future generations to watch if YouTube is still around. It's an interesting thing. Olin Rogers, if you don't watch Olin Rogers, he's good. He made a video kind of talking about the same thing a while ago. I'll link to all these videos down in the description. Things about YouTube. So I guess I'm just wondering about where YouTube is going, and it makes me wonder if we're all using YouTube to its full potential, which I think we're not. And it makes me wonder about the reasons why we use YouTube. It's all a very like personal thing. Like I think it all revolves around what we value as people and what we want in our lives. And I feel like right now everyone's very money oriented. We're all just a bit superficial, I guess. I feel like that reflects in YouTube at large. I feel like we're all not really thinking about things that matter very much. I feel like we're all just kind of idly entertaining ourselves, and that we could be using YouTube for much greater purposes, to essentially ourselves be the media and document our lives and the things that matter. Like essentially we could all be news reporters if we wanted to, but most people don't really think about that, and maybe we should all think about it more.